going to do a Geodome update. I have some exciting news. Trollforge did a little research and he said he found a product that looked very promising. And it is 3M90. And I did a preliminary test with some polytarp and he was right. It is a very good product. And it is glued two pieces of tarp together. And the dog is going to help with the demonstration today. I hope you don't mind. But anyway, I've got two other little experiments I want to try with the 3M90. But first, before we do that, I want to show you, it's really neat, they did a new design here on the applicators, and this is some 3M77. This is what I use to glue speakers together, speaker carpet on speakers or speaker cabinets. So let's take a look here at the two applicators. On the 77, you can see that it's got a standard applicator on there. And what it does is it shoots itself out pretty much in a circle. Kind of much a big wad and goes all over the place. The people over at 3M redesigned the applicator on the 3M90. As you see there, it shoots it out pretty much in a straight line. The cool thing about that is the further away you pull it from whatever you're spraying it on, let's just say the polytarp, or the closer you get, determines how much will go on the material you're using. Okay, so what I have done here, I've got two pieces we're going to do. We're going to glue together two pieces of polytarp. Instead of going the 1 inch that I normally do, we're going to take it over 2 inch because I really want this to be very strong. Now, we pulled this apart out in the shop, and a friend of mine, and we figured it probably took at least 150 foot-pounds to pull this apart, which that's pretty impressive to me. And the second piece is over here. I want to attempt to glue, now this is that vinyl material I have, and I want to make a window out of that. I want to glue it to the poly tarp there. So what I'm going to do is come over about 1 inch to 2 inches, glue this on the poly tarp, and then make a supporting seam out of this other polytarp and see how well this holds up. And crossing my fingers, hopefully it will work. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to do this piece over here. Is we're going to spray. I'm going to try to do 1 inch or whatever here on this piece of polytarp. Now normally you would let this dry and set up until it's tacky. Well, and another thing you normally do is you spray another piece here on this polytarp, and I want to save on the 3M90. So what I'm going to do, before it even becomes tacky, I'm going to go ahead and put those two pieces together. Before it's, now it takes, usually they say, usually about 1 minute or so to dry. And I'm going to work those two pieces together. Hopefully they shall stick. I know my fingers are sticking. I'll probably tell you what, let's do this. There we go. Okay, we're going to let that set up. So let's come over here to the piece that I really hope would work, I hope works, is gluing the vinyl to the polytarp. We're going to do the same thing we did to the other piece. And I'm going to spray, let's try to get 1 inch. Cross your fingers. And now it's coming out. There we go. See, that's a little bit more than 1 inch. Now I'm going to let that set up for a couple seconds. And we're going to press this piece on there. And we're going to try to work all the little air bubbles out of there so these two stick together quite nicely. And I think when I do this for real, I am going to wear gloves. This stuff is hella sticky. Now, it's starting to roll on me. So what we're going to attempt, as I knock stuff over, I'll do a little, just here, spray a little bit right there, and put in our support strip. and try to get all the air bubbles out, because I can feel a lot of them in there. Okay, we are officially stuck together. So what I'm going to do now is pretty much let this set up. They say it takes usually about an hour of setup time. Then 24 hours it should be totally cured. And I'm going to clean this mess up I have officially made. And we'll come back, probably about an hour, 2 hours, and see how it did and try to pull it apart. So now we just get to play the waiting game. Okay, I think we have cured. It's been actually more than an hour. And the first one we're going to attempt to pull apart is going to be the poly tarp. And this is one I glued 2 inches. Let's see if we can separate this. Now remember, when I put the HH66 on there, it didn't take much at all. So let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this one apart. Let's try this. There we go, got it apart. And that's actually because I separated the seam. But as far as actual pressure on there, I think we're going to hold. So yeah, the 3M90 did an excellent job in holding those 2 pieces of poly tarp together. And I'm more than confident that they will hold up in a storm. And the only way they separated is I pulled the seam apart. Okay, this is my other test piece. Just give it a tug real quick. Of course, this is one of the first pieces I did, and I didn't put it on as well as I did on this one. Okay, moving right along. This is the window I made, and I'm very happy with it because when I put the extra seam on there, it added a lot more support to the window vinyl. As you can see there. There, and let's go ahead and try to yank this one in half and see what happens. Now I don't expect this one to be as strong as the 2 pieces of poly tarp put together. And a scout chasing his tail, right? You chase your tail? Alright, video hog. So let's see what we get. Actually, this stuff is still pretty darn sticky. So, not as strong as 2 pieces of poly tarp put together, but you know, what do you expect? Because vinyl on polyurethane probably doesn't adhere very well, but I think I'm more than confident that it will hold up in a storm. So, I think I am ready to start my project. All I need now is 3 9x12 10 mil poly tarps. I'm going to say probably 50 grommets and a couple 100-foot of either 550 cord or poly rope. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use on that. I'd like to thank Trollforge for doing that research for me. I really appreciate that, especially since you took time out of your day and found that the 3M90 is a very promising product. It did an excellent job. So, comments are more than welcome. Tell me what you think about this test, and if you think it will actually hold up in a high windstorm and rainstorm, possibly a snow load or whatever Mother Nature can throw at it. And like always, thanks for watching. You want to join in, baby girl? Come here, Buff. Come on, Buff. Come up here. You'll be in the video. That's you up there, see?